All right. Good evening, everybody. We've got 6 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Jacksonville North Pulaski School District will be the model school district where every learner is valued and empowered to become a successful contributing member of society. It's our mission to foster a culture of ownership and accountability through partnerships that create multiple pathways for success. Mr. Moore, would you please call the roll?
Carly Stell, Daniel Gray,
Here.
Ava Coleman,
Here.
Jim Moore here, Ron McDaniel, Dina Tony,
Here.
Lauren Martin,
Here.
Laura Walker,
Here.
all present, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. If you'll join me as we stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. Daniel, will you lead us in the pledge, please, sir? Absolutely.
Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us this evening. First item we've got is a special presentation from our pre-K. Dr. Owen, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Good evening, everyone. Dr. LaShawna Jones is coming with our academic presentation on behalf of the pre-K, Homer Atkins Pre-K Center. I should say the proud principal.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So I do want to share where we are with our pre-K and our County Titans as we move forward with data and focusing on literacy for our little ones. I will show, this is our beginning of the year data that we have from our pre-K Rise, which is called Launchpad. This is the literacy curriculum that we work on and that they come in and support us with and support the teachers with. And they began a data wall now as well. But it just initially, our beginning data shows that our little ones, when it comes to instructional vocabulary, they are at 52%. And that is introducing vocabulary like first, last, next, and things like that. And then with phonological awareness, they come in and they're at 14%, knowing that, and that's more like blending, compound words, rhyming words, things of that nature. Concepts of print, they kind of have a good little, they came in with that, 58%. They focus on letters and letter words and difference between letters and pictures and why do we read and things like that nature. And then of course the upper and lowercase letters, uppercase 34% and lowercase is 26, which is really interesting only because usually small children usually adapt to knowing their lowercase letters first, then uppercase. But then when it comes to letter sounds, which is something that kind of moves into the kindergarten phase, is those letter sounds 1%. And so we are hoping that as we move into our middle of the year data around February, we will see an increase in the scores. And then of course we will grow from there to the end of the year. So And for our celebrations, we have Bohemia Cares, who is going to provide the free turkeys and hams for our Athens Pre-K scholars once again this year. We also have 12 staff members who are on the TEACH scholarship program, and that's where 90% of their tuition is paid for through that scholarship, and then we pay a 10% for those scholars. So we are excited for them. We have several staff members who have already received licenses and gotten their education, on a rise, and so we are excited for them and happy for them. We've also started, which many of you have participated already, and we're hoping that everyone else will too, our district school board monthly book character reading initiative. And this is where we actually partnership this year with our Titan Learning Academy, our ALE students, and they come and volunteer to get in the costumes this year. They're using it as a PBIS, I put the S on there, incentive for the ALE students, and they are receive their volunteer hours, and they're chaperoned by the school council. So that's exciting. That's a good partnership. They enjoy that. So we also, and this is my last part of my presentation, we have a 4-year-old, I call him the Tiny Titan Super Reader. And his name is Kylan Wright. Mr. Wright, come up here for a second. And so we know that it is school board members' appreciation for next month. And so since we were presenting this month, we wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you from the pre-K. And Kylan is going to help us. He's going to read to you a little school board appreciation form. Hold on. Can do this. Yes, you can do this. Right? Yes. 3, 2, 1. I'm 4. Yes, yes. Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, let's go. Okay. I'm ready, guys. Okay. Okay, what do you? I got this. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, school board, for all that you do. I can do this. For the classrooms, the playground, and how we walk through. I can do this. You make our school a wonderful place. We were learn and grow at our own place. Yes. Every decision, big or small, you work hard to make our school the best of all. You help our teachers guide our staff and give us time to learn and laugh. So here I thank you from all of us here for the support
you're done. Together we shine as bright as the sun. Homework as in tiny titans.
Thank you. And I want his family to stand up in the back. I just want to give them applause for the job well done and supporting him.
You did. Thank you, Dr. Jones and staff and parents. Okay. Dr. Jones, what is, thank you. What is his name?
Highland, right,
Well, you give Kylan a standing spot on the agenda every month. Come read to us. That's a good job, bud.
That concludes our special presentation.
All right. Well, I see Scott's not with us. He didn't want to follow that for sure for a legal update. But Russ, you get to follow that with the facilities update.
Well, for facilities update, I'll tell you on the Merle Taylor conversion, I hope the college still was here. They're just about finished with the demo, like probably finished this week with the demo and we'll start building back for the arcade area. The biometa demolition bids tomorrow, so we'll have that price tomorrow afternoon. I think that's all of the construction updates, unless y'all have any questions.
Questions? I saw the permit for the Merle Taylor stuff in the report. Yes, ma'am.
What about signs? Like, we pulled him Merle Taylor and we still have the new school coming and we don't have a permit sign to see. I don't know.
Well, well, it's on us as a district. They were not part of the construction plans, and so as a district, we could discuss those next steps. I was told that most of the buildings have electricity. I know the high school, because if you ask Principal Biggs, she's been asking every year about a sign. And so we do know there's a.
We did rough in power for future signs at all of the schools.
So we just need to decide. And I'm sure the principals will love you all for that.
We'll add that to the agenda.
Well, the only other thing I have is a little appreciation. Thought we should commemorate all of the 6 new schools being done in 6 years. So we put this little watercolor images of each of the projects together and made each of y'all one. They're like behind you there. You can take them. And that's what I was carrying in, right? Just to say thank you and we appreciate it. You should be proud of all that y'all have accomplished.
It was beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it.
These are some cards.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Any other questions for Russ or anything regarding facilities? Very good. Thank you very much, sir. We got the legacy walk on here, and I think the plan is to try to set a date maybe in the spring to have the official ceremony. I think we're well on our way with the plaques and all that good stuff.
That's correct. We're waiting on one more updated picture, but since the site is a beautiful site in Pine Circle, we would like for the weather to be permitting to have the ceremony outside. So if we could possibly hold it first part of spring when we can have it set up at one afternoon or one morning when weather permits, then I think that would be great so that we can honor those honorees at that time. Dr. O, we can still submit Yes, that's correct. Yes, sir. And really, it's that's the question I wanted to ask. Since we won't have the first ceremony until early spring, did we? The decision was to do a quarterly posting, and if you all wanted us to continue to do that, last quarter we received 2 nominees, and then one person came out of that selection. But if the board decides, we can move forward with the next quarter, which is this time.
Sound good?
Okay.
Submit 'em.
So we'll post it back to the website as well as the social media. So it was.
You may have to update that form. Because I think it's cut off.
Yes, sir. We'll make sure it's ready to go.
All right, that takes us right into the district reports.
So for the superintendent's report, we had 3 legal transfers, actually 4 that came in. One came in today, 3 2 going to Cabot, 1 to Lone Oak, and then 1 coming into the district. And so the board approval last month, I did go ahead and sign those. So those have been processed. The last thing I wanted to discuss and provide more explanation, we are going to start the budget process. Again, like I announced last month, we ESSER funding, the federal funding that we've received for the past few years, ends this month in December. And so we rolled some of the positions and programs that we knew had a lot of impact on our young people into this year. And we also knew that we would have to do a lot of budget planning as a team to make sure that we don't go in the red, but we also continue to support the programs that are benefiting our young people. And so we knew that work would have to be done this year. And so what I would like to ask the board is in January, if we could have a budget workshop so that you all could see the proposal that is coming from the team. We would like to do some attrition type things, some program evaluations, and present those to you. And just so that we can continue to operate in a solvent manner, but also be prepared for larger expense items in the future. We're very fortunate to have new buildings, but believe it or not, our newer / oldest buildings like Lester and the high school are becoming older, where they need a technology refresh. And so we'll need to update those technology devices for both the scholars and the staff. And so we want to be prepared for those types of expenses. We want to be prepared for building renovations. This past year, the team repainted Lester and the high school and a few more, all the schools other than the new school. So we want to be able to have funds to continue to do those things. Staff members are asking for bonuses, and so we want to be able to make sure we're able to do those things. So be proactive. And so that's what the budget workshop is going to be, is how can we continue to move forward in a solvent manner and be able to do the things that we would like to do as a district. And so if possible, if time permits, we would like to start that process with the board workshop with you all so that you can see what we're looking at, what the team is looking at, and then start having some of the conversations. And we have a great team. We already have started to look at positions that have became vacant, and we've been able to consolidate some positions. And so we'll update those things for you or with you in January as well. So
Our board meeting is scheduled for the 13th in January. Is that correct? That's what I have on my calendar. I think we changed it last year. I don't remember.
yes, sir. That's correct. The
We had it
13th.
on the 13th. I guess because of the year. And then 20th is MLK Day. Board meeting's on the 13th. We try to usually have our workshops on Monday. Do we want to do that, continue to do that, or do we want to put it in the middle of the week? The 27th, is that too far away, or would you want to have it sooner?
If that works for the board, we can make that work for the team.
The 27th? Does that work?
Yeah.
Why don't we just plan on doing the workshop on the 27th of January?
At 6 p.m.?
Yeah, and then the following Monday, the 3rd, will be the February meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, here.
Yes, sir.
That concludes my report.
Six o'clock work. All right, next item, we got PPC reports. Those were, there we go. Hello.
My name is Jamie Platt. I'm the reading specialist at JES. I'm serving for the PPC tonight. We had one policy this past month that our team was asked to look at. And it is in reference to the licensed personnel sick leave redemption. We were asked just to review the policy, and the certified staff is in support of the current policy. The only recommendation that we are making is that we change some of the language, which we'll see notated in red. Currently, our payroll operates on hours versus days, and so we're just proposing to change the language from days to hours, and the math was converted from 90 days to 720 hours to reflect that change so that it aligns with our current payroll practices.
All right. Any questions? Seems pretty straightforward. Any comments from the administration?
Not at this time. This is the first time I've seen this, so, but I don't see any issues with things in red, identified in red.
Yeah, so when the PPC meets, there's someone from the administration present normally, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Are we supposed to take action on this or bring it back to us, or?
You can, the law gives you the opportunity, since it came from the PPC, to take action when they present it, or you can postpone that action to the following month after review.
Is there any concern in the administration to go ahead and move forward?
Erica, have you
on that?
seen?
I haven't seen the policy. I was just.
I tell you what, let's, if you'll just submit it to HR and Ms. Logan, and then bring it back to us for a recommendation in January, we can vote on it then.
We can do that.
Cool.
All right.
Any other questions? All right, thank you very much, appreciate it. All right, next item we've got is the consent agenda, and we've got the minutes of the November 4th, and the Assistant Stoops report, and the financial report. Any questions on any of that before, if that needs to be pulled down for discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve. All right, motion and a second on the consent. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make a note that the financial report that you just approved was from July. When Melissa and I did an audit, we realized that I was trying to figure out why we were not, typically you all have always been a month behind. And Melissa was asking me for the November financial report for this board packet, but you wouldn't have had a complete month. And then we realized that you didn't see July, but you've seen August, September, October. And so in January, you'll get November. And so that's the reason why you have July financial report for approval.
Very good. Thank you, sir. All right, next item we've got is personnel, and there is a personnel addendum to add to the agenda with current personnel recommendations. Do I hear a motion to approve the addendum to the agenda? Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that is passed unanimously. So we've got the personnel report presented to us, and then we've got the addendum, and we've got a recommendation to approve as presented. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Do I hear a motion? If there's any discussion on any of this, it needs to be held in executive session. Is there any need for executive session on this report? All right, do I hear a motion? Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. All right. We also have personnel to discuss our superintendent's evaluation. It is that time of year where we have to do this every year. So I'd like to move an executive session to discuss the superintendent's personnel evaluation. And Dr. O, would you please join us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back. All righty, welcome back. We're back in open session. And the next item on our agenda is, we've got personnel hearing, but there is no personnel hearing. Is that correct? That's correct. All right. Student disciplinary actions, we've got 6 uncontested disciplinary actions in our packets. Give you just a second to look over those, and we can entertain those together as one motion if the board so chooses. Do I hear a motion? Get a motion and a second to uphold the superintendent's recommendations on all of those student disciplinary actions. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Next item I got on the agenda is adjournment.
Motion we adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank y'all very much. Together we can go.